Okay, today guys, we're looking at a 1980s Japanese Telecaster. She needs new strings on it. Let's get started. So the 1980s Squire stuff and all the Fender stuff made in Japan was really good, high quality stuff. And you see a lot of it. For some reason I see a lot of it floating around. Just hit that a little bit with some spray cleaner, but it's just got a very strong appeal to people. They want this kind of stuff. The guys that have it hold on to it. And great guitars, man. For some reason, this guy's missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the pickguard screws. I can see this isn't really laying on there too good because this is in the way. I might be able to loosen that and shift that around a little bit. So imagine all these pickguard screws were most likely the gold, because this guitar has all the gold hardware. And I might have some of those laying around, so maybe I'll be a nice guy and put some gold stuff on here for him. Okay, let's take a look underneath here. Yeah, look at that. Straight from Japan. Good stuff. We'll get in there and give it a little spray. Try to clean some of that up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now it's laying flat. Look and see what I've got. Alright, so I found 2 old screws that are sort of... that sounded weird, huh? Found 2 of them that I guess I can put in here. You know, one thing that I probably should look for, though, this one might be a little too long, but sometimes guys will put stuff in the gig bag. So before I dig through all my weird parts and old trays full of stuff, I should probably look through his gig bag and see if for some reason he's got them laying in there. Let me do that. Yeah, so kind of going through here, and I'm finding a couple of different screws that at one time they were gold, and they sort of look okay. I'm putting the ones that are nice shiny gold down here in some of these areas, and then some of the other ones that have sort of turned, I'm leaving them up here. But anyhow, a little something extra for my customer. There wasn't anything left in the gig bags. Alright, so this guitar currently has, I believe we're looking at 10 through 46, and my customer was saying, I want a lighter gauge string on there. And I said, I don't blame you, man. 9s on this scale length are awesome. Let's take a look real quick at the neck and see what she's doing. And he kind of wants the action to be a little bit high because he's worried about buzzing and stuff, and man, it's real high right there. I don't know if I can do that. The truss rod adjustment is in the heel. Cut these and get these out of here. Okay. So yeah, there's I'm gonna pull the neck because we have to tighten up this truss rod a little bit. And I'm going to use my drill, so I hope you guys don't freak out here. There we go. Look at that. TLG80-60. Let's see what fits in here. Okay. There we go. Okay, before I turn that, let me take a look at it. It looks straight before we put, but with the string tension, you know, is when it gets all wacky. So I'm going to snug that down. That's pretty tight. Okay, that's all I'm going to do to it right there. Just going to snug it down a bit. It looks nice right there. So it wasn't anything extreme. Let's put the neck back on. Let's see if there was a shim in there. Yeah, there is. Let's zoom in on that for you. Whee! Yep, so it has a little tiny little paper shim. And I'm just going to leave that right. Whoa! Just going to leave that right where it was at. Okay, so I'm going to use my drill just to snug them in here. Okay, easy. There we go. Okay. Going to lay the guitar flat, and I'll snug these babies down with my Phillips screwdriver. Just going to clean these frets up a little bit. I have 1000 grit sandpaper. These frets look really good on this guitar. And then a little Music Nomad F1 oil. Take a paper towel and just sort of clean this now. Let this stuff soak in. Music Nomad, 100% natural oils, cleans and protects and conditions, and it is petroleum free. So Greta's a happy girl. We gotta keep Greta happy. Okay, just gonna let that soak in for a while. Spray a little bit of this Music Nomad, the Guitar One Complete Cleaner. I sprayed a bunch of it on here, and I'm just going to wipe this sucker down so she looks nice and clean. And this is part of every restring that I do, unless it's like a real crazy old vintage piece or something like that. That Gibson that was in here a while back. So this thing's going to be nice. Then I take my 10mm, 11mm wrench, and I just snug the tuners down. Oh, that one's nice and tight already. These things are good. Then we check out the buttons. to see if they're loose, and they're all seem pretty good. A lot of times I snug these down just a little. You don't over tighten them because the plastic inside will break. So these feel like a nice tight already. Don't need to mess with that. Okay. I think it's ready for some strings. Let's see what we got. Today's string choice. Okay, here we go. Ernie Ball, Super Slinky, 9 through 42. America's favorite guitar string. Headquarters out of Coachella, California. Gonna put some 9s on here. This is exactly the string that my customer requested. And I was very happy to say, yes, I do have some of those things. I will put those things on there. So here we go. Just some of these saddles look to be kind of in strange spots. So I'm definitely going to have to intonate this one. So let me real quick throw these strings on here. And then we'll see if it's intonated. All right, bro. All right, man. Thanks for coming in. See you soon. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll check the intonation here. So my low E string. A little bit sharp. So I'm going to pull this one back a bit. See if I can get in here. So what's crazy about this guitar is this saddle, it sets, and I'll be able to show you guys in a second. But it sets right on top of that screw right there. So it's kind of a weird thing. Let me make sure that this screw is down all the way. Oh, I got it to turn a little bit. Yeah, it just sets right on top of that mounting screw, which it just seems so weird to me. But this thing has to come back a lot. Basically, I'm going to tighten it in about as far as it can go. Okay, there we go. Now let me restring it. Now we got it. Okay, so up here on my tuner, and I'm going to try to get a shot. This isn't going to work. But I'm going to try to get a shot of where you can maybe see my headstock tuner in there. And you can see the 12th fret, right? Okay, so you tune the string, hold down at the 12th fret, and sometimes I use my thumb. And it's showing a little bit sharp. So if it's sharp, you got to pull back. And that thing is back a lot, as far as I can get it. So unfortunately, I think that's as good as I'm going to be able to get that low E string. There's the A string. There we go, let's try this. The A string looks perfect. Well, now it's showing a little bit sharp. Now it's showing good. D string. D string looks good. Our G string, flat. So our D string has to come forward. So I'm going to loosen this a bit. There we go, and I can see it going forward, so I'll tune it back to pitch. There we go. Our B string. And sometimes everything has to be in perfect pitch because that's tension on the neck in order to intonate the guitar. A little bit flat, so I'm going to roll the B string just a tiny bit forward. There we go. There we go, and the high E string. It's good, so let me try the low E string one more time now that everything's tuned. It's still showing slightly sharp, but I don't know what else I can do about that unless I take that spring out of there and cut some of that spring off. I'm talking about right here, you know, it's got these little springs in there, and if I cut that down a little bit and get some of that spring out of there, I could probably roll that back a little bit. Let me just look at these saddles again. Okay. All right. She's pretty close. All right, there it is, guys. It's all tuned up. It's a Japanese Tele from '87, and she's got some new 9-gauge strings on it. So hopefully my customer will get this guitar back and play a couple of chords, and they just sound beautiful, and I think he's gonna like it. So there you guys go. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a great day. Be good to each other and all that. See ya.